Canada's border reopens to fully vaccinated U.S. tourists. The Canadian border will reopen Monday to U.S. travelers who can verify they've been completely vaccinations against COVID-19. The Canadian government previously prohibited Americans from entering the country on non-essential excursions and will continue to do so until September 7, when the country's borders will reopen to fully vaccinated foreign passengers. As of August 9, U.S. tourists, that is, U.S. citizens and permanent residents, will be required to upload proof of vaccination 72 hours before arrival using the Canadian government's ArriveCAN app. Previously, Americans visiting Canada for essential travel were required to stay a minimum of 3 nights in a government-approved hotel. Travelers were required to self-monitor for COVID-19 symptoms throughout those stays and were not able to leave their designated rooms without accompaniment. The US and Canada had agreed in March 2020 to halt all non-essential travel across the 5,500-mile land border. Since then, both governments have renewed the limits every month. The August 9 reopening of the border follows months of criticism directed at Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, whose refusal to loosen the restrictions enraged many border area mayors and companies. The reopening was also endangered by a protracted labor dispute between the federal government and Canada Border Services Agency border personnel. According to Politico, the border personnel were preparing to strike and had already begun a slowdown, which included border officials asking travelers every single question in their manuals. However, negotiations between unions and the Canadian government averted a strike ahead of the reopening and resulted in a new 4-year agreement providing annual salary increases and expanded maternity and caregiver leave policies. Border closures and a dearth of tourists have wreaked havoc on Canada's economy over the last year and a half. According to Destination Toronto, the city's official marketing agency for the tourism sector, the absence of tourists cost the city $8.4 billion in economic activity in the year following the pandemic's start.